Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through the 16 I notes on equations involving sine and cosine. Okay. At the end of this, you should be able to say I can use a sine or cosine graph to find solutions. Okay. So first thing, we're going to take a look at an example. And this one has us use the graph of y equals sine of 2x. That's what this is here. This is y equals sine of 2x. To find the approximate solutions of sine of 2x equals 0.5 and sine of 2x equals negative 0.6. Between 0 and 360 is what that means. Okay. So what I'm going to do, sine of 2x equals 0.5. So here's the graph of sine of 2x. I want to find 0.5. Here's 1. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is 0.5 right here. So here's 0 and 360. So I want to find all the spots where this graph crosses right here at 0.5. There are my 4 solutions right there. So my 4 solutions are going to be at, let's see, that's 90. So each one of these are about 10. So I'd say about 15 degrees. This looks like about 75 degrees. 180, 190, 195. And let's see, this is 15 back from 270, so what, that's 255. So those are the 4 different spots where sine of 2x equals 0.5. Okay? Let's do the same thing over here. Sine of 2x equals negative 0.6. So I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 0.6. So it hits right here, right here, right here, and right there. And again, we're just going to kind of guesstimate here. So we will go with, let's see, 90, 100, and it looks like about, I don't know, I'll say 108. This one is about 18 degrees back from 180, so that's going to be what, 168. Let's see. No, that's 162. That's what looked so fishy. $162. There we go. Sorry. And then we've got 270, 280, about 288. And then this one is going to be 360 minus, say, 18, 342. So those should be all the spots where that hits. And again, it's just an estimation. All right. Now, this here, use technology to solve for between 0 and 360 for these ones here. So sine of x equals 0.92. Okay, so there's a couple different ways to do this. You can do it on the graphing calculator, which is just fine. So we'll do this, clear it out. Let's see, we're going to do, we want y equals. So we're going to do y equals sine of x for one graph, and then the next graph we're going to put in just the line of 0.92. Okay, now we want to make sure that our window is good here. So our window, we really want to go from, say, let's just do 0, and then the x maximum is up to 360. Okay, and then sine x really only goes from -1 to +1. Let's see our scale here. Let's put this at 90 degrees. And then our minimum for needs to be -1. Let's do, yeah, I guess we can just do -1. -1. And then the maximum is going to be 1. And then the y scale we can just go by 1. Okay? Okay, so now all we do here is hit graph, and there's our y equals sine of x, and that's 90, 180, 270, 360, and then there's our line y equals 0.92. So now really all we have to do is find out where these two lines intersect. And it's kind of nice because it gives you a visual. You can kind of see what the heck's going on. So now we want to figure out where these two lines intersect. So this is where we want to go into, we're going to calculate where these things intersect. So you do the blue second button and go over here to calculate. Okay, and then it's going to give you value, 0, minimum. We want to go down to intersect. Okay, so we go down to intersect. And then it's going to ask us which is the first curve, what's the first line you want to do. So you want to get it, you want to get that dot as close as you can, well, pretty close to anyway, to that first intersection point. So there's my first one. And then it's going to jump up to the other line and say, is this the second line that you want to figure out where they intersect? It's like, yep, that's it. Push enter there again, and then it asks you, do you want to guess? Yes, we want you to guess and figure out where it is, and it will tell us where that intersection point is, 66.92. So there's our first point, is at 66.92 is one, and then we also want to figure out where that other one is. Okay, so what we're going to want to do there is, again, second, calculate, and then we're going to do intersect. And now we want to get that thing closer to the second intersection point, which is about there. And then there's the first line, there's the second line, guess, yep. So we just keep pushing enter, and then it gives us the second one, 113.1, it looks like. So those are the two places where it intersects according to our handy-dandy graphing calculator. Okay. Now there is a different way to do this, and that is without, you can do it without the graph of the graphing calculator, and you simply do sine, we want to know where sine of x equals 0.92, so we do, whenever you're looking for an angle, you do second sine, so it gives you that little sign to the negative first. Okay, and we're going to do negative 0.66, oh sorry, negative 0.92, sorry, positive 0.92, what am I talking about? 0.92, and then we want to get rid of that. So we want to figure out where that is, 66.93, so it's a little different from that, but it's pretty close, 66.92 there. Okay, now here's the trickier part. Now you kind of have to figure out what this graph looks like. So here is the sine curve, right? And we know that we just hit there at 66 point, let's call it 66.9 to make our life easy. We know it's also going to hit over at this spot here. Okay, so we know that this is the way I like to think of it. This is 180 degrees, and I know that from, say, here to here is 66.9 degrees. I also know, oops, from here to here should also be 66.9 degrees. So to figure out the second one, I got 66.9 for the first one. To figure out the second one, I'm just going to do 180 minus 66.9, and you will get 113.1. Okay, so that's the way to do it without the graphing calculator. All right, we are going to stop here. I've got 2 more examples of how to do these on the next video. It's going to be kind of handy, but we're getting close to almost 9 minutes here, so we'll save that for the second half and the video on the second half. All right, we'll see you in a second.